Joining us right now, he is the Chief Amazement Officer of Shepherd Presentations. He's got a ton of books to his credit. His most recent, I'll Be Back, How to Get Customers to Come Back Again and Again. He is our customer service guru, the great Shep Hyken, back here on the Big Biz Show. Shep, my friend, how are you?
Hey, man, it's so good to be back. I love that word, guru. That's a very nice word. You make my mom very happy when you say that.
Good. I said it just like you wrote it. So make sure the check is in the mail. Hey, before we
My
talk,
wife rolls her eyes, but my mother, if she were around, she would be very happy.
hey, your thoughts on Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? Is this a real romance or is it total BS?
I tell you what, it looked pretty good to me in the last year or so. I mean, it's been great for their brands too. I mean, why not? It's a double-edged sword. Let's go both ways.
Yep.
See, it can be real and good for their brands. Both things can be true, right, Shep?
Yeah.
Both things can be true.
And you know what? And here's the hope. Does their love carry it all forward?
I love it. I think so.
Boy. What a romantic that Shep
I
Hyken.
love it.
Shep,
You
thanks.
know, hey, I look for the good in everything, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing, Shep. Appreciate it. Shep, what's going on in the customer service world? Government work level is just not cutting the mustard anymore when it comes to customer service.
You know, did you just read one of my articles that said good enough for government work?
Yeah, I think I did.
Is
I
that
think
what
I
it is?
did.
So here's what amazes me. I think if you were to, and I could look at this statistic, but it's a pretty low statistic that the number of people in America who feel the government gives great customer service. And then I read this article recently that the government is cracking down on companies, not themselves, but companies for not providing the service that they should be, making people go through long wait times or, you know, push numbers of options and making it difficult to reach the right person. And I'm thinking to myself, be careful living in a glass house.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
Okay, along those lines, I mean, it seems like customer service is sometimes really challenging to get a hold of a customer service representative. And also I saw something about the FTC that's going to make it easier to cancel subscriptions, which this is one of the hardest things I have done. Is I signed up for a subscription for something because I wanted to read one article, and then I could not get through to anybody to cancel. Couldn't do it online, couldn't even get a hold of the right person on the phone to do it. So what's this FTC guideline?
Well, it's just, I report what I read, and I read it from pretty credible sources. The government actually published a statement, a whole document about how the FTC is going to do something to make it easier to cancel subscriptions. They're going to make it easier to connect with people for help with Social Security, with IRS questions, with Medicare questions. That has been going on since, I believe, the Obama administration started it. Trump administration continued to talk about it. The Biden administration has continued to talk about it, but their goal is they want to make a better customer experience for the citizens of the United States. By the way, one of the questions in my annual report is, would you rather call customer support or go to the DMV to get your license renewed?
The DMV is pretty streamlined these days, I got to tell you, actually.
It is better.
I'd rather go to the DMV, I think.
Exactly. We have this, the old, like, pick a number, sit there and wait for 2.5 hours. It's always been, that's the way it was for me. And hopefully it's all changing. But it really did surprise me that the government was stepping in to tell companies, you need to provide better service. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I think you practice what you preach. It would mean a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm. Everything you want to know about the great Shep Hyken, you can find out at hyken.com. The great guru, Shep Hyken. Shep, I know that, especially we just came off a huge travel weekend with Labor Day. And since we're talking about how the government is helping us, or they're trying to help us with customer service, what are they doing as far as, flights that get canceled, stuff that is out of your hands when it comes to air travel? Are they trying to make it easier for us or make us feel better about it when stuff does get canceled with reimbursements, et cetera?
Right now, I'm not an expert in airline travel, but I'll quickly tell you that there are laws and things that have been enacted in order to make it more passenger focused versus airline focused. There are rules. If they keep you for a certain amount of time, you have to be given a food voucher. You have to be given a refund, not just a credit. There's all of these ideas that are being initiated to make the airlines create a better experience for the passengers, because the passengers, many times they don't even know what to do. They don't know what their rights are. So there is a passenger bill of rights out there that if you're going to travel, you should make yourself aware of it. Because if your flight's canceled for any other reason than weather, you are either due compensation, a credit, you're supposed to be booked on the next available flights.
Right.
They need to make it easier. And plus, the government has cracked down on the issues that some of the airlines had when these major meltdowns happened with their technology.
Shep, I seem to recall us talking about this a while ago, that the government established some sort of a web page that they have that lists, I don't know if they list all the airlines, or maybe you have to go to their specific websites, but you can see on their site somewhere, there's visibility into what your rights are as the passenger. Right. Is that correct?
There should be, I believe that is correct. And hey, it's as simple as a quick Google search and you'll find it. Or just go to our good friend ChatGPT and see what that comes up with.
Okay, speaking of that, I'm going to go in sidebar, but I was reading something about the FTC again, and reviews, the subject of reviews for businesses. I go to them frequently. I try to check people's reviews.
Like
whether
Yelp
it's restaurants,
and things like that? Okay.
Or if it's a company I've never heard of, I Google reviews, the name reviews, and I see whatever comes up. But a lot of times I'm thinking, I don't know if these are real. I don't know if it's real on Amazon reviews. I don't know if it's real anywhere. So I was reading that they're trying to make it so that you have to have legitimate reviews, but how do they even know that they can do that?
I don't, we want to have transparency, obviously, and that's what we're shooting for. But just know that every time something is put into place, a new law, some new technology, the nefarious will always find ways to get around it. So, but the goal is that you want legitimate reviews, because as soon, and I would be a company that if I was found to do anything but legitimate reviews, what do you think that would do to my reputation? And just so you know, customers leave reviews, and 90% of customers, and I'm reading from my annual report here, 90% of customers look at ratings and reviews before making a purchase. And 84% say it actually helps them make the decision. And 71% say that a review has stopped them from buying something. So, they're skeptical about the authenticity. 78% said they are skeptical as to whether all the reviews are legit. And here's an interesting thing. You don't want a perfect 5. If you've got 100 reviews or 5,000 reviews or even more, if you have a perfect 1 to 5 or 5 is great score, who's going to believe that?
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. Northwestern University did a study a few years back, and they said the perfect rating that's credible is somewhere between a 4.2 and a 4.5, I believe. Yes, perfection is not reality, and the customer knows it.
Shep, I don't know if I'm the norm or I'm a small group, but okay, if I go to a steakhouse and they serve me rat meat, then I've got a pretty legit concern, and I'm probably going to leave a gripe for that. But most of the time, I feel I would rather leave a positive review for somebody, and if I have that negative experience, I'm not thinking as soon as I get home, I've got to get to my computer and I've got to leave them a bad review. I'm just going to internalize it and not go back to that place. Do most people feel that same way?
Well, so some people, they want to take revenge out on the company, and they will in fact leave the review. But to your point, you're the customer they think is satisfied. Why? Because you didn't complain. You just disappeared.
Oh.
And it's a big number, but it's about 20% of customers that are satisfied don't come back. But how about the customers that you just think are satisfied if you're a company? Satisfactory, by the way, it's not good enough. I joke about the word fine. How was everything? It was fine. What does fine mean? Fine is a fake smile.
How do I look, honey? You look fine.
Yeah.
Terrible answer.
Do you think that
insincere feedback, never want to do business with you again? It's emotionless. That's fine. It's like the F-bomb of customer experience. So no fine is allowed. Because if they say fine, they go, well, are they happy? Are they not happy? Are they leaning more toward not coming back? We want to know. But here's the other thing, is that of the customers that do say, it was okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, they gave you average 3. 20% of those aren't coming back.
He's the author of I'll Be Back, How to Get Customers to Come Back Again and Again, one of his many books, the great Shep Hyken. Shep, always appreciate it. Look forward
Thanks
to the
for
next
having
time.
me.
Absolutely.